Welcome, welcome, welcome back to what she said. Okay, so I'll give y'all some time to get into the chat, but some of y'all keep calling me your auntie or your auntie, so get your AZZ in here and let your auntie talk to you. Welcome back to what she said. The first live of tonight, we're talking about Coach Prime, the NFL, coaching in the NFL, what it is and what it is not, in terms of the motivation for the conversations. Now, y'all know Coach Prime was on a media tour, right? And the media tour was for Coach Prime season 3. But on the media tour, of course, welcome, 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 welcome. So we in here, we talking about Coach Prime. We're having 2 lives tonight. The first one is about Coach Prime. I'm trying out at my new time slot, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully y'all have had dinner, maybe got the kiddos to bed or walked the pups. But yeah. So Coach Prime is staying. Absolutely, Coach Prime is staying. The question is, was he ever really leaving? We talked about this. I said, one, it's customary for people at elite levels in organizations, such as a head coach of a football team or a CEO, to know their worth and start exploring options before they negotiate the next contract. Regardless of your level of talent, if you know your worth, if you know what you bring to the table, you can explore your options before it's time to renegotiate and lock in for the next few years. So we talked about that. Then on another live, we talked about what are some of the factors in consideration for why Coach Prime would be interested in it, NFL. NIL is one of them, and it still is one of them because Duke the Scoops did confirm that Coach Prime hasn't seen a contract that he likes. Now, some people think it's all about the money. And shout out to Gracie. Shout out to Gracie for telling us that Duke the Scoops actually talked about the fact that Coach Prime said he hasn't seen a contract that he likes yet. Shout out to Gracie for bringing that back to the squad. We appreciate you. I went and watched Duke the Scoops today. And so we know that's one of the motivating factors. They've already been pushing paper back and forth across the table, the virtual table, and Coach Prime hasn't seen what he likes. So it makes sense that he would put out there, or it would get out there, that he's interested in the Raiders. And the Raiders are looking at, they've made it known that they are looking at Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. I think Aaron Glenn played for the Texans. So it's possible that they're looking at Coach Prime, they're just not saying. So in my opinion, we talked about NIL being a problem, major budgetary constraints, contract, maybe just not the numbers, but incentives, NIL, a couple of things go into contracts. And I'm sure if anybody can get their hands on Coach Prime's contract, if it's made public, I'm sure there's a buyout clause. If there is, we can talk about that because that's going to make a big difference. So here we are. Vegas has said they're interested in Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, and here come the Dallas Cowboys. Now, we talked about when it came to Shador being a starting quarterback for the Giants, that this is a first for them. People let it be known late in the season when people were tossing out Coach Prime's name for the Dallas Cowboys that they don't think that's an area that Jerry Jones would go. And I think Coach Prime kind of knew that, and he put out in one of his morning posts after he was associated with the Dallas Cowboys, he said, look, leave well enough alone. He said, you've been down that road and you know it's not for you. I knew what he was talking about. If you notice, his statement about the Cowboys was, it was interesting, it was intriguing. But he went back to talking about how much he loves Boulder in Colorado. So what that says is it possible Coach Prime was giving Colorado something to think about before they push that paper back in front of him? The number on the paper, the conditions, the perks, the incentives, the NIL, it all has to be right. So tell me, do y'all think this was giving Colorado something to think about? The talk of the NFL and Coach Prime going there. So let's see who's in here. Rob, welcome, Rob. They gonna get it right. I agree. I think they gonna get it right. But I also too think that just more than the numbers, I think somebody does have to do something with that NIL. And it shouldn't just be on Coach Prime to own the NIL fight, because NIL affects all athletic programs. But they got to do something about that NIL. And it's my birthday. Whose birthday is it? Pokemon and football lover. Way to go. Okay. Go Pokemon. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Y'all shout out Pokemon at him or her in the chat and tell him or her happy birthday. Let's see who else. Who was that? Let's see. Hello, Trey. Welcome. Thank you for the compliment. Are you related? No, I'm not related to anybody in Colorado. And Kiel, welcome, Kiel. Welcome back. I see some of the squad. The band is back together. The game is all in the chat. Y'all, I'm trying this 8 p.m. Eastern time slot. Turn your notifications on. I'm going to try to send out like a live or something. Just a notification to remind you that it's going down tonight. I may or may not tell you what the conversation is about. It says, good example, sister. He doesn't need the headache with Jerry Jones. Right. Coach Prime said it. He already said it when Stephen A. kept pushing it. And I don't know for the life of me why Stephen A. keeps pushing solely the Dallas Cowboys. People are like, you don't even like the Dallas Cowboys. Why are you so interested in Coach Prime leaving college football to go to the Dallas Cowboys? He's like, it only makes sense. I'm like, you know what? You got to think about who Jerry Jones is and who he is not before you can say it makes sense. So Coach Prime knows what's up. I think that's why we're hearing. I think it was leaked yesterday by somebody close to the Buffs that Colorado came up with something else. So I think Coach Prime is letting it know, yes, I have options, but I love Colorado, so go get it right. That's basically what it is. And when we first started talking about this topic, I said, if you watch the documentary, when Coach Prime was a Atlanta Falcon and a baseball player, you watched him show he knew his worth when it came to negotiations, what he wanted to do. He was an innovator in terms of playing two sports at the same time on the same day. And he still had the opportunity to campaign for what he wanted, and he got it. So he knows that if he knows his worth, he's going to get it. Let's see. Good evening, Kiel. Trey, Savannah. Who else? Gracie, it says he knows that Jerry Jones won't relinquish control. Right. When Coach Prime went to Colorado, what did he have? Complete control. Well, for the most part. He had about 90% of control. I'll say it that way. And then when he went to Jackson State, same thing. When Coach Prime goes to a program, he has to go to a team that's willing to turn over complete control. Would that even be the Vegas Raiders with Tom Brady at the helm? Now, Tom Brady is supposed to be like a partner, but he making all the moves. So, I don't even know if he would have complete control at Vegas, And one of the things people kept saying, we talked about how is Coach Prime now talking about the NFL because his sons are going to the NFL. I told y'all that wasn't it. And people said, well, Shiloh's not going to get drafted if he's not a head coach in the NFL. What happened on $1 Million Worth of Game podcast? Coach Prime basically was giving Shiloh a reality check. He probably not going to get drafted where he want to get drafted. I don't know if Shiloh thought he was going first round. I don't think he might be going second round. But I will tell y'all one thing. I do see a father trying to protect his cubs also. Because have y'all seen the latest about how they leaking reports on Shador? And to me, Cam Newton started all of this foolishness. And I posted, I'm sick of Cam Newton and his slick hate towards Shador. This past Sunday, I think he was on some set at where he works, the ESPN part of it. And he actually said this. Can Shador work? Can he be coached by another coach? Because his father has been his coach since he was 8 years old. I'm like, hello. He went to kindergarten, he went to elementary school, middle school, high school, 2 years at Jackson State, and 2 years at Colorado, and you want to know if he can be coached by someone else. Pat Shermer had wonderful things to say about Shedeur Sanders' leadership. He also said Shedeur is one of the better quarterbacks he has ever worked with. Shedeur is about business. And once again, Cam Newton is playing the salty OG. Did y'all see Cam Newton, what he said about Shedeur Sanders? And now the media is taking it and running with it and saying, oh, scouts are not sure about Shedeur because these things are being leaked to the media. You see how that worked? So they hating on him. Coach Prime saw it coming, and I do feel like he want to protect his Cubs. He knows that Shedeur might get the short end of the stick if he go to Vegas. I mean, if he goes to New York, because why? New York has never had a black starting quarterback. So they might Michael Penix Jr. him. He don't want that. Shedeur doesn't deserve that. But you see, some people feel like, okay, we didn't want you to go first. Cool, but you're going to still get drafted high, so we're going to send you to a team, and we're going to bench you. That's right. We're going to say you need to learn like Michael Penix Jr. did. If you watch the Atlanta Falcons, Michael Penix Jr. didn't need to learn nothing. He didn't need to learn a damn thing. That's just something how people use to take you out of the position that you belong in. So to be honest with you, I do see a father trying to protect his Cubs. I also see him being realistic with one of his Cubs. And basically, he like, there's nothing I could do about it. Maybe if he was a head coach, he didn't say he could draft him. He just said, if you draft them, I'll consider being a coach. Do I think that's enough for him to get up and walk away from Colorado? No, I don't. And I don't think that that's what he's going to do. I personally, my opinion, you heard it here, I think it was giving Colorado something to think about. And it's working. It's working. According to Duke the Scoops, they look like they might be going back to the drawing board, and other podcasters basically saying Colorado gonna come with something else. This is how negotiation works. You don't take the first offer, and if you know your worth, you explore and you give them something to think about. Hey y'all, welcome, welcome, welcome. That one dog, welcome, welcome Muhammad, welcome. All right. Everybody, let's be on our best behavior. So if you've been here before and I had to put you in timeout, I don't play about me either. And I'm not playing about the people on the podcast. So let's be respectful. 5th and 6th round, Shiloh. Okay, Trey, so you said Shiloh is going 5th and 6th round. A lot of people think he's not going to get drafted. So why would he go so low? I don't understand it. Last year, he was the hardest hitting safety in college. They watched him get hurt. They watched him take accountability, and they watched him bounce back. So why would he not go middle 2nd round? Trey, that's that answer for you, Trey. And it says Kiel Hall, Shiloh may go in the 3rd round. Okay, I'll say middle 2nd, top 3rd. I'll accept that. Why do you think the 3rd and not the 2nd? Why not a high 2nd pick? I need y'all to put that in the conversation. Cam also throwing shade at Travis. What? Yeah, I knew that was coming. Is that Trey or true? Okay, what kind of shade is he throwing at Travis? Drop that in the comments. Gracie, I agree. Gracie, I appreciate you bringing back the insight to the squad so we can talk about it. We a gang, we a squad, we a tribe, we something. But we are supporting each other, and I appreciate you bringing back that insight because you were the reason that I went sit down and watch Duke the Scoops. I already like him, but I got a lot of stuff to look at. So I prioritize watching the podcast, and I love the example that Dukes gave about, is Coach Prime really interested in the Vegas Raiders? And he said, if a man has a Maybach and I ask him a question about it, does that mean I want to buy it? Or am I just interested and I just want to know more about it? I was like, there you go. There you go. So shout out to Gracie for bringing back that insight to the tribe. Shiloh, immaturity and tackling. The immaturity part. Yeah, I think he the middle child, and I don't know if he's the middle boy. And I don't know if that has anything to do with it, or there might be something else there, but yeah, I could see it. And Coach Prime called it out. He said, okay. He said, somebody gonna be shocked when they don't get drafted. He was talking about Shiloh. I think this was after all of these late hits and penalties. It's like he just couldn't get it together where that was concerned. Um, it says, oh, who is that? And Hemingway. Antron Hemingway. It says, just curious, what would happen if the Cowboys draft Shiloh to be Dak backup? You mean Shador? To be Dak backup, Shiloh can leave the game. What's your thoughts on around Shiloh coming to the Cowboys to be Trey Lance 2.0? I personally think when Shiloh gets to the league, I think he gonna be good. See, y'all have to understand, Coach Prime was his coach. That's his dad. And while Shador might be able to draw the distinction, I saw all season long how Shiloh kept trying to get that attention from Coach Prime. And when kids want attention, they act out. Shador gets all the attention. Bucky, it don't bother him. He's older, and they did live in the same house, I think, maybe. And but Shiloh, Coach Prime said it on $1 million worth of game. It's always been harder for Shiloh. Shiloh is the talented one. This young man can do everything. Make music. Yes, he can play football. He can do. He's an actor. He can be a model. And honestly, he plays football because it's the family business. I really don't know what his passion level is for the game, but I will say this: if his dad wants him to go to the draft, that's what he's gonna do. And to me, I feel like sometimes he's constantly monitoring his dad's affection for him, because I'm doing what you want me to do, so I need you to pay attention to me. See how that works? And it's true. Shador gets all of the attention, even from the media when it was really hate. Y'all notice they wasn't saying, oh, Dallas could get a package with Coach Prime and Shador and Shiloh. Coach Prime had to put the three of them out there. He had to put the three of them out there. The media act like they didn't even see Shiloh, and he was the hardest hitting safety in college. So that's why I think Coach Prime said it's always been harder for Shiloh. That and something else that we don't know about. But yeah, Shiloh's immaturity are causing all those penalties. I mean, honestly, it might. But let's be honest. NFL teams have players on their teams that come in with those issues, and they get it together. I can see Shiloh going to Dallas and being a star, especially if his dad isn't the coach, because then he gets to grow into his own man without tutelage or the presence of his father. That's why kids should go away when they go to college, so you can learn to become independent on your own. So I think Shiloh, regardless of where he get drafted or even undrafted free agent to the Dallas Cowboys, the city he grew up in, I think he'll become a star. I think he'll get all of that attention seeking under control. So if they ask me, that's what I would say: draft it. Shador, I mean, sorry about that. Whatever. I didn't see that part. It said Shiloh doesn't want to play offense. No, I think he was talking about Shador. Okay. If you say, what do I think about Shador coming to Dallas? And this is for Hemingway's, Antron's Hemingway question. He said Shiloh, but if he meant Shador and coming in and being Dak's backup, I don't see Shador being anybody's backup. I don't. He's too good. He's too good of a quarterback. If he wasn't as good as they say, why is the media out here leaking stories to try to get scouts to change their mind about a Heisman candidate? He's good. He's hella accurate. He don't have any immaturity issues. He doesn't have any causing penalty issues at all. He's the most NFL ready quarterback, which is why they dropping salt on his name. They want him to go to New York because they know New York has never had a black starting quarterback, and it is highly likely they will bench him like they did Michael Penix Jr. in Atlanta and bring in somebody else who's a veteran. I don't think Shiloh wants the attention that way. I think he does. Shiloh, you gotta remember, Shiloh's the middle boy. And honestly, Shador gets a lot of attention from Coach Prime because Coach Prime sees a lot of Shiloh in himself. He also sees he sees himself in all his sons, but he sees himself in Shiloh more than anything. Y'all remember, Coach Prime ain't always been this mellow. He has not always been this mellow. Go watch the documentary when Coach Prime played for the Falcons and he played professional baseball at the same time. So they think Shiloh's gonna go in the third round. I say middle second. High to middle second. The lowest he'll go is top of the third. And we're gonna have to remember that I said that. So we can talk about what y'all responses were. Luckily, you can replay the chat and it'll be there. So we can always come back to it. While you were scrolling, I was glad you were. What? I don't know. Okay. Here's something strange. Coach Prime rates his children. I don't think they take that seriously. I know people say it's strange, but you know, Coach Prime likes competition. Look at what's going on with the quarterbacks. Now we saw Shador hand the keys to Juju, and then we go and get catered. So now them two at war, friendly. Ain't got to duke it out when everybody thought Juju was gonna be the starter because we saw Shador hand him the keys. Coach Prime likes competition. He likes people frittering, trying to get into the top spot. That's just who he is. I don't think the kids really think of it like that. To be honest with you, Bucky is the number one son. Everybody's getting ready to go off. Shador said, where you gonna be? He said, I'm gonna be here with your dad. That's just how he said it. And he's still right there in Colorado. He's gonna go to the NFL games. Then y'all see the girls. The youngest girl, she got up out of there. I think like all her brothers and her dad, when she was at Colorado, was like treating her like a baby, didn't want her staying out late, and she was inching to get on out of there. She wore lashes. So that was the first step towards her independence. So when she bounced, and she had NIL deals at Colorado. So when she bounced and those deals may have not followed her, she wanted her independence more. And then you have Shador, the youngest son. Shador don't even want all the attention. Like Coach Prime is like, son, let's go on vacation. And Shador was like, I can only give you a date. He got his own life. He got his own plans. And some people were even saying, Shador, you got to be more respectful for your father. He did this for you. He did that for you. I'm like, Shador is making sure Pops know I'm your son. I love you, but I got a life too. And he loves his family. No doubt about it. But when you have multiple kids, people have to try to assert their independence and get what they want. Shiloh, we rarely see Shiloh. Shiloh is being considered in an NFL draft, and we're just now starting to see him. He actually apologized. He stays out of the way. That's why I think some of y'all say, I don't think he wants the attention like that. He don't want nobody in his life. He don't want y'all invading his privacy. I thought, I've seen Shiloh's girlfriend. I thought twice. Once in season 3, episode 5 or episode 4. I'm not going to tell you where, who, what game or whatever. But I saw something earlier where this young lady said something. And people were like, are you Shiloh's girlfriend? And I thought I saw the same girl in season 3, Coach Prime. Go look for it. Let's see if you can figure it out. So essentially, hold on one second. So essentially, I know for people it seems to be weird, but I don't think the kids take it that way. I think Shador even said he knows that Bucky's the number one son. Shiloh tried to stay out the way. Bucky's all about business. Deandra does what she want to do. I never forget. One time they were on a podcast, and Bucky had all the kids, like Shiloh, Shador, himself, and Deandra on a FaceTime with Coach Prime. They were traveling from point A to point B. Coach Prime asked Deandra, where are you? She was like, what? She didn't want to tell him. She didn't want him to know where she was. So he might have an order, but these kids, they got their own lives. I mean, they just do their own thing, And I mean, that's not a bad thing. You want your kids to be independent. But rating his kids, I think, is just the way Coach Prime does, the friendly competition. And I don't think that they take that seriously. Hell, Bucky the number one son, no matter what nobody say, hey, can you... What? Shiloh said, who is that? Kill? I'm looking at you laughing. Okay. I had to look and see what that emoji was. Shiloh said, I pay too much rent and I'm enjoying my place He said, I am a homebody. Yeah, he is. He's a homebody. He's a snowboarder. He likes to make music, which means he's at home. They say Shiloh dropped an entire album, and none of them knew about it. So he's not just private with us. They don't know what he got going on either. He just liked to be in his own space, and that could be that middle child type scenario, you know. So yeah, Shiloh, he stay out the way, not just from the public, but they don't know what he got going on either. Good evening, Juanita. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Love having you here. We're talking about Coach Prime and you know, the whole NFL thing, what it really was and what it really wasn't. We talked about how the Vegas Raiders are looking at Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson, but they haven't mentioned Coach Prime. Some people say that could be a ruse, but we don't really think Coach Prime is leaving. We came to the conclusion amongst ourselves with all of our collective opinions that the NFL talk was just an inquiry, and it really was giving Colorado something to think about. So you let us know your thoughts too. Welcome if you're new to the chat. Hit the like button. Thank you for that. Shiloh don't like the attention. He don't like the attention from other people. I'm adding you as a moderator, Trey. It's either True or Trey. I'm adding you as a moderator. It says that you can review and remove chat messages that are inappropriate and hide or put someone in timeout. Shout out. That's it. All right. So this is now, Trey is now, is that True? True is now a standard moderator. Thank you. So Trey, you got the True, you got the baton. So I appreciate you. All right. So Juanita said, like Coach Prime said, we all grade or have so-called favorites, whether we want to say it or not. I mean, yeah, I guess so. I mean, we all know who our children are, right? Like, I think you can love your children the same. I think that you know who they are. I do. Coach Prime know exactly who Shiloh is. If you go back and look at what is it, Prime's family playbook, Coach Prime, Deion's family playbook, Shiloh was something else, y'all. Did y'all see the episode where Shiloh had the man from the car dealership at the house trying to sell him like a Porsche or some other kind of expensive car? And when Coach Prime got home, it's Coach Prime's long time, I guess, like car broker. So Shiloh had got the man's information, knew who he was, called him up and said, I want to get this car, bring it over to the house. Coach Prime gets to the house, and his longtime car broker is in the driveway showing Shiloh a car. Coach Prime like, wait a minute, what is going on here? That's who Shiloh is. Like, he a little troublemaker. That's why he stay out the way. When he was younger, he might be the middle child, but he was always into something. They put together a compilation of photos with Coach Prime, and it was on Coach Prime's page. I think whoever manages Deion Sanders' Instagram. It said, why in all of these photos does it look like Coach Prime is fussing at Shiloh? It was photos from Shiloh throughout the football season. And in every video, Coach Prime was like, damn, to Shiloh. Shiloh is that dude. He that kid. We love our kids, but we know who our kids are too. Let's see. As a parent, we know. Exactly, Gracie. We know who our parents are. We know. Coach Prime know who his kids are. He know who Bucky is. He know when Bucky gonna be there. He know Shador gonna go about his way. He know he ain't gonna know what's going on with Shiloh and DeAndrea. And he know that Lil Mama, Bossy, wants to be grown and gonna do her own thing too. He knows this. He know Bucky gonna be the one that's gonna be there for him. You know, so Shiloh was something else. He used to and still, he used to be and still cracking up. Yeah, Shiloh is something else. He be getting on Coach Prime like his last nerve. He loved the son. Don't get me wrong. He loves Shiloh. But Shiloh be doing some things, bro. It be like, bro, like when y'all said about on the field, how he kept getting penalties and stuff. Well, Coach Prime was like, bro, what are you out here doing? Why are you doing this? You know better. But he's still gonna do it. That's who, he a little match boy. That's who he is. He that kid that you gotta keep your eyes on. You know, they say they have something called line of sight parenting. You have to keep your eyes on your kid. You really got to keep your eyes on Shiloh. And if he quiet, you better go see what it is he up to. There are some of your children, when they quiet, you're not worried about them. They reading the book or whatever. But Shiloh, I don't know. He that kid. But I do think, you know, if he goes to Dallas, and I hope he does go to Dallas because he'll be back home. I think that prime effect will work for him. Yes, I saw that crazy. I saw that was crazy. Used to terrorize his sister. Oh my God! One day on Prime, Coach Prime, Deion's Family Playbook. Do y'all remember what a little girl hit Shador? Oh my God! He called her bossy. That he could have said meanie, because woo, when she was younger, she was terrorizing the hell out of Shador, and Shiloh was terrorizing the hell out of Shador. Shador is in the middle of Shiloh and Bossy, Shalimai. Shador caught hell. I think that's why he be going do his own thing. He like, I'm in the islands. I'll see y'all later. When he say we on vacation, he ain't talking about his family. He got his own circle and he going with them. And they are respectable because at the end of the day, they know dad will snatch them up. Yes, Coach Prime did not play as a father at all. He wasn't one of those parents that wasn't paying attention. He was paying attention. And when he was at the house or whatever, he was always guiding them and schooling them. And who did they have watching them when Coach Prime was gone? Grandma. And y'all know Coach Prime, mama don't play. Miss Connie, when she used to watch them kids, oh Lord. She was like, she don't play. She don't even play with Coach Prime. That's where he gets it from. She don't play with him right now. She'll call him out. Salute at what she said. Thank you, Blue. Blake, thank you, Blue Devil. I appreciate you. Gracie says, as Prime says, he keep you on your knees. He sure do. Coach, they love their daddy. They do. But they want their freedom. You can see it. Because he is a father. He pays attention. Does anybody remember the episode of, what is it, Deion's Family Playbook? When Shiloh went use the bathroom outside. Outside the house and peed on the house. I don't know how that episode came about. But when I saw that, I was like, what is he doing? He's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And he just went to the bathroom right there. I was like, Lord, have mercy. Did you cook tonight? No. Let me tell y'all what happened last night and today. Okay, this is a personal story. I don't normally tell people this, but I'm allergic to four-legged, furry cats and dogs. Okay, so yesterday I got on the elevator with a man with like almost like a Saint Bernard type dog, but it was like white and furry. I don't know, maybe it was a golden doodle, maybe it was something else. I don't know what it was. The next thing you know, I'm sneezing all over the place uncontrollably. The left side of my face just felt like it was just numb. That meant my allergies was starting to like attack me. So I had to go to Target and get some Benadryl. I haven't taken it yet because I don't want to take it and then go live because I don't know how I'm going to react. So just so y'all know, when I see people getting on the elevator with pets, I don't want to be rude and say, you know what, I'm sorry, I'm allergic. But if I don't, I pay the price. I pay the price. I'm like Ocho, just letting people with dogs walk all over me. I'm like, I don't be want to be rude, but it costs me every single time I'm around people with animals with hair. You know what I'm saying? So that's my little. So no, I haven't cooked tonight. I don't really have an appetite because allergies, you know, they don't put you in a position where you're hungry. So that's why I haven't cooked tonight. But I do have food to eat. So thank you. I used to love that show. I remember the mom tried to turn the dad against them. What? And was changing their names. I didn't see that. I saw a few episodes with the wife, but not too many. Remember when Coach Prime took him, what? My eyes are watery, so I can't see. Took him to the hood and make sure they understood the way they came up. Now I did see a recent, now when they were little, I didn't see that. But recently there's a documentary out there that Coach Prime took Shiloh and Shador back to where he grew up so they could know what it really was. And they was looking around. So if that's what you're talking about, yes, I did see that. And that was good for him to do that. But you know, Shador told us, he said, we don't have trust funds. People think that because our dad is rich, that we living like that. He said it. We don't have trust funds. And Shador also said, I'm going to make sure my kids have trust funds. I saw the story where Shador and Shiloh and Bucky were talking about they had asked Coach Prime for money to go to the mall. And he took, I think, was it $100 bill or a $50 bill, tore it in half and gave each of them half. So he's not a frugal person at all. And although they had a big, nice house or whatever, I mean, he spent money on them. Like when Shador turned 16. Does anybody recall when Shador turned 16 and they were doing that documentary when he was in high school, that he got like a Ford F-150 with a number 2 in the highlights, and he had like red interior with his jersey number etched in the into the headrest? So he spends money on them. I don't think Shador had money to buy that. But when it came to like, we want to go to the mall and spend money, they say he just tore up a bill and said gave each of them half. Must have been Shiloh and Shador. Gave each of them half and told them go have fun. So he has balance when it comes to fiscal responsibility with the kids. But the way they ball out now, I think that's why they ball out like that. Shiloh, he don't get down like that. But Bucky and Shador, you know, they be balling out. Kill, yes, that's the truth. Let me go back and see what I need to say it. Oh, okay, y'all have the conversation. Nope, I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Remember when Coach Prime took okay, I'm on live and this call came through and I'm like, wait, what is this? So I hope it's still going. But so if that's what you're talking about, yeah, I remember that. Let's see. The mom had him calling himself Shador Love L Day, and Shalimar was deep into what? So the mom was doing that kind of stuff on. That must have been toward the end of the show. I never saw that. Shalomi was deep into that more religion. Mom taught. Okay, so Coach Prime and his wife had a different philosophy on religion. Juanita, it said Bucky said they have trust funds, but don't get them until they are what? Like 30 or 50 or 80 or something like that. But the question is, does Bucky and what's his sister name, DeAndrea, have separate trust funds because their mom established them? That's the question. Do they have trust funds because their mom set them up, but their mom is different, you know, from Shador and Shiloh and Shalomi's mom? Bucky said they have trust funds, but they can't get them. That said right there that he doesn't need it because he's doing good financially. Okay, now, see, I've been following Bucky. I've been following Bucky on social media. He was struggling at one point. And people asked him, why your dad? Like one time, he'll tell you, if you listen to it, he couldn't pay his rent. He wasn't lying. He lived in Dallas. I'll never forget. He had on a fur coat and went to, he lived where they like the high rises or like by Victory Park, I think is what it is. He went to a little, like a bar restaurant, you know, where the people be going, little snazzy people. He had on a fur coat and they wouldn't let him in because in Dallas, they had this rule where you couldn't wear no sweats and something like that. You couldn't wear sports gear. So I never forget, that's when I started following him. I heard about the story. I was like, who is this? And it was like, oh, that's Deion Sanders' son. Y'all boycott this club because they wouldn't let him in. He was wearing his mink coat. So they didn't let him in. And then after that, I started following him. He fell on hard times. He had like a high rise. I don't know if it was a penthouse or not. He couldn't pay his rent. People say, man, why your dad don't pay your rent? And I think I can recall him saying, you know, that his dad was like, look, you need to figure out what it is you want to do. Because his time at SMU was over. So Coach Prime was like, I'm not finna pay for you to live like this. You need to figure out what you want to do. And eventually, that's where Well Off Media was born. But he didn't have that financial security from the time when he was living in Dallas in that high rise. He didn't have that. He'll tell you about it himself. Bucky just got his. Yep. And that was during their divorce or shortly afterwards. Okay, that was doing oh, you talking about the mom and dad. It says, yes, he was struggling. I followed him too. That's why he appreciated his girlfriend because she helped him out. Okay. See, I thought I saw a girl that was his girlfriend. Cause you know, Coach Prime taught his kids well. None of them shacking up that we know of, unless Shiloh off the camera shacking up. But none of them appear to be shacking up. None of the boys are baby fathers, baby daddies. They have boundaries in their life. When they working, their work is about them. Like Shador don't have no girl out there. Like Travis' situation, talking about we bought my mom a house. Shiloh, if he is shaking up, we don't know about it. And you don't see his relationship taking over his life. You know, you don't see that. You see all of his sons have boundaries. And even when it comes to well-off media, you might see Bucky girlfriend in the video somewhere. But it's not like she's running around saying, this our money. You see what I'm saying? Shiloh, Shador, and Bucky, none of them have a woman somewhere with money that they earn talking about it's our money. No woman is on that joint bank account. No woman is embarrassing them at their award ceremonies or at the games. Coach Prime taught his sons well, and people have been complimenting Coach Prime on that aspect because his son's not out like they're wilding out there like that. And that's actually really good. And his daughter is engaged. She got pregnant with her boyfriend. But guess what? I follow her podcast. I like her podcast. She just had a baby. But guess what? They let it be known that recently that the sons, the boys, they didn't really care for the relationship at first. So the relationship grew over them on time. But it said after she had a baby, Coach Prime was like, you're going to need to get a ring because you can't be out here like that. I don't know how true it is, but I can see it. I can definitely see it. Because he don't pray about none of his kids. The girls or the sons. He don't play. Do I like Bad Bunny? No, I never really listened to Bad Bunny like that. Juanita said he did fix up the house for him on his property. I saw that. So whenever he comes back, when Bucky come back to Dallas, he already got his own spot on the property. And I know that he lives, well, Bucky got his own place in not Boulder, but wherever they live at. Bucky got his own townhouse, but I thought he was going to live with the dad, but no. So Coach Prime over there in a big old house by himself, like, wow. That's a nice house. And it said that the boys got together and bought the house. I don't know how true that is. If y'all have any insight, I'm happy to hear it. He did fix up the house for his property. I don't blame Prime. No, Bucky is going to be the son that always come back. Yeah, that's going to be Bucky. It's obvious. Right. And she's not running around trying to be seen. No, she not. She's a mom. If you're talking about his daughter, DeAndrea, I love her. If y'all don't follow DeAndrea, y'all should go follow her. Coach Prime even said it. She's a good mom, and we're going to make sure that she remains. She's going to be a good mom. She is. She's a good mom. Motherhood looks wonderful on DeAndrea. It really does. It almost like it gave her a purpose a little bit. And I like how she did when she would take the baby to Boulder. She posted, one of her captions was, everything is about snow now. When you first have your first child, that's what you learn. It could be your anniversary, but they going to call your house and ask you, did the baby come yet? How the baby doing? That's how it goes. That's just how it goes. And she knows that. She accepts that. She's a mother. And when she came to Boulder, she went to like a lactate station, or like a lactate clinic. And she let everybody see how that works. Because her followers probably don't have kids. Well, not a lot. And, excuse me. Her followers don't have kids. So, the ones that don't, I should say, some do, some don't. And the ones that don't, they can learn from her. And the ones that do, they can learn. I didn't even know lactate clinics existed where they help you out with like a milk bank. I had no idea. I had no idea. And it says, Mama T says she was doing some wedding planning for Travis. Yep, season 3, episode 5. Mama T is doing. I didn't know that was her name. She's doing a wedding planning for Travis. Is he playing in the Polynesian Bowl? I don't know. I didn't think so. I thought Travis was playing in the Senior Bowl. That's it. That's all I knew, and that's supposed to be January 30th. But y'all can drop the comments if you have the insight. I didn't know. It said, yes, I remember when Coach Prime was ready to move her and the baby to Colorado. Ooh, see, I didn't know that. I didn't even know that. Juanita, you be knowing. Actually, all y'all. Gracie, Juanita, Queen T, y'all be knowing. Y'all be knowing what's going on. I appreciate it. It says Sharice Hamilton. Hey, it says his mom and sister live with him. Who mom and sister live with them? Are you talking about Shiloh or are you talking about Jacquees? Sharice, let me know who you're talking about. Oh, wait. His mom and sister live with him. I don't know. Let me know who we talking about here. It said his mother is there with him. True. Whose mother is where with who? I don't know. We talking about so many different things. His mother is there with him. Oh, you talking about Miss Connie? Miss Connie lives with Coach Prime? I didn't know that. See, Coach Prime got a sister. And I thought Miss Connie lived with the sister. And but to me, all of them should live there. That house is an estate. It's beautiful. Have y'all seen Coach Prime's new house? That it said that the sons got together and purchased for him, or maybe all the kids. I don't know. But let me know. Drop the house emoji if you saw it. I don't know. Or you could talk about it. I didn't know Coach Prime's mother lived with him. I thought she lived with his sister, Tracy. I think her name is Miss Tracy, I think. No, they showed him a house. Coach already had his house in Colorado. Reality check, welcome back. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay, so maybe that wasn't his house. That was the house. You know, we talking about Shiloh is hilarious. There was a house that the back is stunning. It's huge. Shiloh comes up and he says, you know what, Dad? You should get a pickleball court. I was like, now most people would ask for pickleball rackets or a ball. Shiloh said you should get an entire pickleball court. I was like, man, Shiloh. The house was gorgeous. I thought that was his new house. But who I don't know. I don't know all of that. So, but what they did show him is beautiful. But it's true. He did just get a house. So his mother is there with him. Okay, so Miss Connie lived with. Well, that makes sense. He don't play about his mom either at all. He don't play about her. And let's see. They got CP that house for Christmas. She the Blue Devil. Oh, so okay, y'all gonna have to confirm. Did they get him the house or were they just showing him the new house? Some Blue Devil said that they bought him that house. No, Bucky's girlfriend doesn't try to be seen. No, she doesn't. She doesn't. And honestly, you know, he does reach the people media. They record at his house sometimes. She's not in there. You can see Bucky leaving and going sometimes. You don't see her. I think one time they was going out the house together, but she's not trying to take his shine. She's not trying. She's one of those girlfriends that's happy for him, that wants him to elevate. And of course, all couples have their issues, because somebody was saying that one time she had posted something, but she deleted it. I said, yeah, well, people do make mistakes, and that's a mistake because she doesn't do it all the time. But she doesn't appear to be out here trying to take his shine. She's not following him around everywhere. When he's recording for Colorado, she's not tethered to him. Matter of fact, when she's at the game, you don't even know, and she's right there. There's an episode where people kept asking, how did Floyd Mayweather's daughter end up at the Colorado game? And on DeAndre's video, the whole clique, they all standing there together. And coming down the hall, I think, was Bucky's girlfriend. But you didn't know who she was if you didn't know who she was. She's not trying to steal his shine. She's happy for him. She wants him to elevate. She's a supporter. That's what loyalty is. A strong feeling of allegiance and support. She's loyal to him because she supports him. That's what a girlfriend's supposed to do. Yeah, no, Bucky girlfriend, you're right, Juanita. She's not trying to be seen. Deandra is dealing with postpartum. I'm praying for her that a lot has changed. Oh, is that why she went to the? I think at one time when they were at the lactate clinic or the milk bank, she was talking about her postpartum. I hope she heals too. It takes a while. Sometimes it goes away quickly. Sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes it doesn't. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all talk amongst yourself. I'll be right back. What show? So we were talking about DeAndrea's podcast. If you go to DeAndre Sanders' podcast, all you gotta do is go to Well Off Media. Go down to the bottom. He has all of the family podcasts listed right there. In addition to the pregame show, you can just click on it from there or just type in her name. So one of the episodes when DeAndrea and I think Jacquees came maybe with the baby, they were hanging out with Floyd Mayweather's daughter, and people kept asking how they know each other. I don't know, but they do. And it was an entire crew of celebrities just standing right there at the entryway of the field. And of course, she filmed it. I think Shador had come over after the game. Shiloh had come over after the game. And she goes into the locker room. So her podcast, her videos are really good. Y'all should go. If you want something to binge watch, go binge watch DeAndrea's channel. And no, I don't know them, but I've watched her channel. It's good. Even the engagement, when they not the engagement, but it was a gender reveal that turned into an engagement announcement. That was a good video as well. It says, what do you think about the new strength and conditioning coach? Okay, welcome, Godly. All right, so we talked about this. And anybody feel free to put your comments in the comment, whether you said it already or say it again. He was intense. And before I knew who he was, I felt like the context was not, the setting was not right for all of that intensity. And when I learned that he was the new strength and conditioning coach, I was like, okay, I get it. But context matters. It was introductions, the first day. And I said, I don't know if the entire team, with them being younger, would respond to that type of delivery. I just don't think so. And now there are other videos out there asking, is this a concern? Like they want to talk about, is it cool or is it a concern? It's gonna come up, and Coach Prime might have to pull him to the side, because I get it, he's old school. However, context matters. We're not on a football field. We're not in the weight room. It's the first day we were introducing ourselves, and people were saying he was extra. So I was like, look, I understand the bowl game was horrible. He wants them to buckle up, but context matters. First day introductions, team meeting, it was a bit extra. And the fact that people are now wondering if it was concerning tells you that it was out of pocket. So that's what I think. I just think that, Coach Prime gonna have to get him to understand that context matters. You can't act like that everywhere. You can't. And you can't treat everybody that way. Some people may respond, some people may not. I think Gracie said that yesterday, so I don't want to take her words. Granddad Coach Prime, that's cool. Yeah, Coach Prime is what they call him, Papa Prime or something like that. So he said after the regular season, he said, oh, I'm gonna have all this time on my hands. I wonder what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna like go be a granddad. Now y'all know, next football season, little man Snow, who we've never seen, I can't wait till they reveal him, because they're gonna turn that into a video, I'm sure, will be 1 year old. So some kids can walk at 1. So, it just depends. So if he's walking this year, he had on his little DT 96s. And so next year, they probably will likely have revealed who he was by the time the next season rolls around. And we going to get to see probably Coach Prime with his little mini me, because that's who we going to end up being on the field. Snow, that's his name, Snow. I love that family. Yeah, absolutely. Juanita, I think it's a lot to love. We don't always get to look into other people's families. But it's obvious Coach Prime is a good father. And you know who else deserves maybe Father of the Year? Y'all know who I'm getting ready to say. LeVar Ball. Y'all see what he did with his sons? He 3 for 3. It's reported that he said Lonzo and LaMelo are going to the NBA, and LeAngelo is going to be a rapper. And that's exactly how it turned out. And then LeAngelo's new song, he goes by G3. He said, I want to thank my father for taking me further. That's what he was saying. I was like, you know what? They love their dad. And I know in the beginning people felt like he was kind of like the strength and conditioning coach doing too much. But look at what he's actually done. Look at the result. So it's all about finding balance. And I think that's something the strength and conditioning coach gonna have to do, because it looked like Lamar found his. LeAngelo, all his sons just signed contract extensions. And LeAngelo just signed with Def Jam Records for $8 million. Father of the year. Him and Coach Prime could share it. What do y'all think about the whole LeVar Ball getting his sons to where he's gotten them? All three of them. Y'all let me know your thoughts. We could talk about it on a separate podcast if you want, but just while we still here, we still talking about it. Granddad, Coach Prime. Yeah. Let's see. Did Travis Hunter deserve the Heisman? I think so. Vince, I think he did. No one else played more than 400 snaps more than anybody else. He played at a high level on both sides of the ball. People said whether Richard Sherman said he was a bland receiver or that he would blend in as a receiver. That wasn't true. No statement about him being bland or blending in is true. The catches that Travis Hunter made showed that he was otherworldly. Yeah, he's a phenom. He's a phenom on the field, absolutely. So he did deserve the Heisman. Coach Prime, Sharice. Yeah, you can watch the show Coach Prime or watch DeAndre's podcast, the Well Off Media, Bucky's podcast. Shallow has its own page and it does really well too. And then of course Shador has hers. I don't know about Shalimar. I don't know if she has one. I thought she did. And she seems to be more active on social media now that she's at Alabama A&M. And she looks HBCU-ish. She looks like an HBCU girl now. Love that for her. See, with her starting at Jackson State, going to Colorado, and going back to Alabama, that HBCU culture is what got it. She started out with the HBCU culture. She likely was missing it. And then she went back to it. Train up a child in the way they should go, and they'll return to it. That's what she did. Coach Prime's mom lived with him. And his sister Trey. Okay, good. That makes sense because that's a big house. That's an estate. Okay, that makes sense. And that's why Bucky has his own place in Colorado, because he don't want to be living like that with, his have all these people coming and going, because Reach the People Media uses Bucky's house as a studio to interview people. So makes sense. Thank you for that, Juanita. Google admin. Shout out. What's up? True and his sister. Okay, so the sister and the mom live with Coach Prime. Kiel Hall. Is Travis going to compete at the Combine in Indianapolis, or is he going to have a pro day in Colorado? Now that Young Money has taken over, that's on them. That's on them and whatever the fiance come up with. Because yesterday I didn't watch it because I don't follow Travis like that. Not anymore. I had to distance myself. I saw like a notification, and I think it was about his show. It said advice from Lil Wayne to Travis Hunter is priceless. So his co-host Bug at some point was wearing a Young Money hoodie. Young Money took over, and it just seems like whatever they decide, and I think that's where it came from, that Travis is saying, if I'm the number one pick, I'm going to be in Green Bay. So Travis's people have taken over. So it remains to be seen. He might play at the Senior Bowl. Hell, he might not. I think they would want him to, because that's exposure for him and them, and I'm sure that's their goal, for them to get that exposure too. And I told y'all, Lil Wayne is performing at the concert that takes, it's like a college football playoff concert that takes place the day before the national championship, and Lil Wayne has been added to the lineup. So he's making sure where anything that takes place in terms of college football, that he has some type of presence, representation, or influence. So that's up to Travis's people and his fiance on what he gonna do. I would be shocked if he does his pro day in Colorado. Because to me, it seems like they're trying to pull Travis away. They don't want Coach Prime to have any influence. They didn't want him at Colorado when it came to the draft with the other guys. So they trying to, do their own thing where Travis is concerned. So Travis gonna go with whatever they decide. That's obvious. It says what? So it just basically shows that. And Juanita, Coach Prime said the kids did not buy that house. The media ran with that. Coach Prime said they haven't made it yet. Oh, okay. All right. Appreciate the confirmation. What do you think about the new strength and conditioning coach? Okay. I think we just talked about that. Yeah. It was a lot given the context. It was a little bit too extra for the context, and everybody might not respond to that. They did not purchase the house. Prime going to Dallas. So you know what that means. Exposing the truth. I don't think that's been confirmed. I don't think he's going to Dallas. I don't. Shiloh might go to Dallas. Hell, Shador might go to Dallas. But I don't think Coach Prime is going to Dallas. That's for exposing the truth. Juanita said she understands the assignment. Who understands the assignment? Hello, everyone. Welcome, Regina. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, let's see. Juanita, you know as much as I do. You go, girl. That's Sharice to Juanita. That's cute. Juanita said, I think Coach Prime is going to stay in Colorado maybe one more year with Juju and all of them coming. Yeah, I think so. I agree. I said this. If Coach Prime leaves, he's not leaving. I think what he would do if he got on with another team, I think he would be a consultant to the team until his contract was up. And if he doesn't like what he sees in Boulder, then he would officially go to the NFL. But there's nothing in place right now that says this. I actually read the Dallas Cowboys haven't even set up an interview yet to discuss the head coaching vacancy with Coach Prime. And the way Jerry Jones rolled, I just don't see that happening. They said interest. Interest is just that. It's just interest. Travis got a new video out about him, Sports Illustrated Award banquet. I did see that, Regina. I saw it. I don't know if y'all saw it, but if you saw it in the comments, feel free to share. It said, I think Jacquees started out in the doghouse because of the drama he brought with his ex. Oh, Dreezy? Yeah. Yeah. But I saw an episode where Jacquees was leaving Colorado and he was like, oh my God, your family does like me. I was like, dang. Was there a question? Yes, there was a question. So there you go. You right on time with that comment. Oracle, Gracie. It says, I think Jacquees, oh, that's who said that, Gracie. Shout out, Gracie. True said he did the same thing that Prime did on his first meeting, set the tone. Yeah, that's what he did. You talking about Jerry Jones? Yeah. Yeah, they didn't schedule no interview. They said it's two sides gonna keep in touch. They've been knowing each other for decades. So they already in touch. That's not going nowhere. That's why I think Coach Prime was just doing what he did when he played for the Atlanta Falcons and when he played professional football. Basically letting them people know, hey, you can play around if you want to, but I have options. And it worked. So I heard that Colorado is coming back with a stronger deal. And Coach Prime, let's talk about that. I posted, I think Coach Prime's next deal should be $90 million hard cold cash over the next 5 years. Do the math. And they need to get that NIL together. They need to put that in the contract that there will be an NIL organization, even though it's independent from the school. They need to address the NIL. I think he has to have perks and incentives. Like there was a coach from like U of H. His perks and incentives in his contract was like the use of a private jet, a country club membership, and who knows what Colorado has around Boulder, like a retreat facility or whatever. And of course, there should be incentives like going to a second bowl game, getting to a college football playoff, getting to the national championship. So Michael Vick, his contract, his salary and incentives were exposed today as well. So I think Coach Prime should get $90 million. The numbers, if you go watch Duke the Scoop or if you do your own research like I did, the television deal alone was above $340 million just for the television deal. That's not talking about revenue generated from the tickets, revenue generated by the city. So see, Coach Prime, the Prime effect isn't just about making the magic happen on the football field. The magic happens wherever he goes. Jackson, Mississippi benefited when he was there too. So just like that's a loss to Jackson, Mississippi and Jackson State, it's also could be a loss to Boulder. So people in the community probably like, y'all need to get this together. And I don't know why their NIL is suffering like that. I don't know why their NIL is suffering like that, because everybody's NIL has deep pockets because of the people who decided to start the NIL and the influence that they have on these players. I think it's important. I mean, to me, somebody associated with Coach Prime, in my opinion, should just go ahead on and start an NIL collective. And if you good at fundraising and getting deals, I think there's an opportunity for you because somebody's lacking. Travis Hunter has a $3.5 million valuation, and he's supposedly the biggest donor. Smack Media, one of the biggest donors, and it's $500,000. Miami, even Tennessee had $25 million. University of Texas had $5 million. A&M has a robust. So the people that want to put it together can put it together, and if they want it to be successful, it can. Or they can use it as a tool to dissuade the coach from returning because they don't like how the coach is handling business, which is why Nick Saban left. Imagine Coach Prime wanting to recruit Juju in the NIL collective, like, we're not making no deals for him because we wanted somebody else. Excuse you? Or you out here running these routes? So the NIL collective has a lot. I'm doing my research. It's to me, it's a glorified booster club with legal structure. And it's a nonprofit, so they don't have to pay taxes. But to anybody that's can go start it, it's up to the university to come up with the rules for NIL. To me, the coach is on the back end. The coach recruits, the university comes up with the NIL rules, and the collective compensates the players, manages it, put the deals together. You see how much power that gives a booster club with structure? It's not just about tailgate parties. It's about conducting business and having influence as to who's on the field, who's being paid, who's not. Let's say I'm all for it, and it's a blessing that he has been there. Yeah, I like Coach Prime being there. All right, y'all. So we getting to the end of our hour. We almost there. I think we 68 minutes in. So I got 2 lives to do tonight. So if y'all want to join the second one, feel free. But I gotta take a break, pop a Benadryl, and I'll be back and drink some coffee because that's the only way I'm gonna offset a Benadryl. It said, let me see. Papa Prime, always cool. Shout out to Kiel Hall. And Sharice said, bingo, Gracie. That's why they didn't like it. Okay, let me see what Gracie said. I didn't see what she said. It said, I think Jacquees started out in the doghouse because of the drama he brought with his ex. Yeah. And then, okay. That's what Sharice responded. And then it says, Shador has his Tuesday show. It's good also. They just down to earth. Yeah, I like Shador's show. That's how I found out several things. That's how I learned that Bucky was going to be in Boulder because people thought he was leaving too. I learned that's how I found out that Travis didn't even tell his brother that he had set his wedding date. Yeah, that's how I found that out. And that his brother, Shador, wasn't even in the wedding. So much for that brotherly bond and them taking him in like a Sanders. He just up and walked out on him, basically. He is Bucky's roommate. Who is Bucky's roommate? True, I appreciate you doing some work over there. I appreciate that. I need to know how to find you. So if you go to Instagram and you find me, or if you go to Instagram and you hit me up, True, I got something for you. I appreciate you doing this. True, can you take care of, somebody tripping. I appreciate you, Gracie. We hear her, okay. Do you remember that song by Rihanna, Just Going to Stand There and Watch Me Burn? What? If anybody know what that comment is about from Mr. and Mrs. Fish, y'all let me know. Hit the like button. Appreciate you, appreciate you, appreciate you. Blue Devil. Trolls in the chat. Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to let y'all get them straight. Because we're not going to let them disrupt the great conversation that we have. The strength coach, Tone Like Prime's first meeting. Oh, at the Tone. Okay. New NIL for CU. Buffcom. Okay. I hope that means that that's a suggestion, or you think that they already just put that in place. That would be good. You heard Shiloh tell his dad, I know you got 100,000 for every bowl game. You win. Coach Prime looked at him and started laughing. That was funny because Bucky was in on it and Shador was hilarious. Shador leaned forward and he looked at Coach Prime. He said, so you got $400,000 for these bowl games? And Coach Prime was like, what? I love their family dynamic. I really do. It makes for some good entertainment. It really does. They are genuinely, naturally funny people. They are funny. So yeah, when I heard that was funny. And it says, DJ, it says, hopefully has some good coaching career. Who? Hopefully Maverick have a good coaching career. Oh, Michael Vick. Shout out to Michael Vick. So I think he's gonna be fine. I think Coach Prime is his mentor. So I know Coach Prime schooled him when it was time for him to make a decision, because two schools wanted Michael Vick. It was Norfolk State and some school called Sacramento State, which has like a new stadium and everything, and he still chose Norfolk State. And Coach Prime is his mentor, so I know Coach Prime told him, okay, when you sign up, you need to make sure that they have money in the budget for your coaches, that they're not using your salary to pay your coaches. And his salary is reported as $400,000 per annum for a 4-year deal, a 4 or 5 year deal. And he has incentives for making like the championship game, the playoff game, and the title and stuff like that. So his deal could be lucrative too. Like he gets another $100,000, I think, if he go like to the championship game and win or something like that. So I think Michael Vick is gonna be good. I do. I do think Michael Vick is gonna be straight. I know Coach Prime gonna help him out. I think his brother Marcus Vick, they said he played ball too. He's also on the staff. Everybody else seems to be NFL alum that's on the staff. So the community there is cheap. The community there is cheap and reaping the benefits, and Colorado has money. Coach Prime don't play. Right. Coach Prime know how much money they made off of him in the year 23 and year 24. I mean, okay, somebody put out a like a list of the schools with like hella $1 billion valuation. Colorado's up there. Talking about a school generating over $200 million a year. Colorado's up there. Colorado is right on up there. That their sponsorships are growing 40% year over year. Why is that not happening for NIL? It gives you the impression that nobody has taken on creating a collective, running it, fundraising for it, or getting it together. That's the impression that it gives you, but you know that can't be the case. So NIL is a problem at Colorado, and it should not be only a problem for football, because NIL is expected to benefit all athletics. So they got to fix that. And I know Coach Prime probably want to talk to them about that, but it sounds like they not the same on the numbers, maybe some of the perks, and they going back and forth and they trying to get it together. I hope they get it right, because he does have options, and I would like him to stay at Colorado. But understand, if Coach Prime left, he will make sure all those players are straight. You got to know, he not leaving Juju, Caden, Jordan Seaton, Cash Cleveland, DJ McKinney, Omarion Miller, or Colton Hood, or anybody else. He not leaving them hanging. Don't think that for a second. And they don't think that. You could tell there's not a somber mood from the players in the meeting. There's not any look of panic or anxiety on the faces of the players. So either he's already addressed it or it's nothing to address, because he's there doing his job daily and he's focused. He's not, missing in action and say Coach Schumer taking over the meetings. They don't seem to be, like, there's no elephant in the room. To me, it was just maybe because it was Monday, but the posture and the lack of energy from Coach Prime and from the athletic director gave me the impression that neither one of them might not be there after Monday, but that has all since changed. So it says some institutions collect and administer, or some institutions collect and administer the school by themselves. These types invest a percentage of the money they pay to NIL. That's exactly what Colorado should do. If you can boast that since 2023 you have generated over $240 million, and you know that the media rights alone is north of $340, add on the revenue from ticket sales, you know you can give $5 million. You know that percentage is $5 million or better for the football team, that they should have money, like it shouldn't be depleted like it is. So that's why I said there's something going on there with that NIL, and they could get that on the numbers. Because remember, for Coach Prime, it ain't necessarily about the money, but he does deserve to be compensated. The top coaches in college football, I looked it up, make $10 million with Kirby Smart at the top. Then, of course, you had the Alabamas and all the UTs, Sarkisian, all of them were in there. Then, like, the second tier, I think they said Coach Prime's next contract is going to be more than Dan Lanning's. That's what I heard last night. I looked it up. Dan Lanning's contract is either $7 or $8 million. So either Coach Prime is trying to get to that high tier at $10 million, or he's trying to get somewhere above Dan Lanning at 7 or 8. So maybe he's trying to get to 9. Maybe then again he might think he deserved what Kirby Smart had, because it's not about did you go to the championship. It's about what you did for that university. See? But Texas A&M gave, I think, Jimbo Fisher $75 million contract, and he ain't done shit for them. So that's what Coach Prime knows about that. He like, hold on, y'all gave Jimbo Fisher $75 million for XYZ years, and he ain't do nothing. So look what I've done monetarily, and look what I've done to improve the program in 2 years. And remember, the TV deal wasn't just for this year. They had a TV deal last year, so they got the money. So they need to get it together. They replaced the collective with the Buff Club with more control in-house. Good. Because to me, that independent collective, no, that's doing too much. That's just a booster club. I don't even understand why you would allow some fans to start an NIL collective and have an impact on the team and the players. That don't even make sense. To me, that was just, but I think that's how the law got passed in 21. I think some people with influence finally was like, look here, we're going to make some money off of this. NIL collectives are independent. It can't be booster clubs. We just become a nonprofit and we can make some money off of this. And it's true. It's exactly true. But it's interfering too much. I can't, when Coach Prime told the players on Monday, he said, I maybe can't affect your check, but I'm not the person that gives you your check, because he don't have nothing to do with how a player gets his NIL check. That's up to the collective. He said, I maybe can't, don't write your check, but I can influence and impact if you don't get that check, if you don't do your schoolwork. He said, y'all go to school online and getting D's. I'm like, that's crazy. You don't even have to get up and go out in the snow. You can take online classes. And did y'all hear what Coach Prime said in the meeting? He said, okay, I don't want to hear about nobody taking no online classes and you walking back and forth across the camera without proper clothing on. I'm like, who is doing that? Like, that really was going on? Like, somebody really was taking an online class in college and walking back and forth the class without pants on? Like, really? Like, really? That's why he said this year is about discipline. I don't want to see nobody with no slides on walking around this campus. That's how you turn young boys into men. They replaced the class. Thank you for that. True, I didn't know that. Bucky said Shador paid quite a bit to NIL also. Absolutely. His NIL evaluation was $6 million, plus he had like Gatorade, Nike, and other deals. So I do think that Shador gave back as well. Oh, and somebody, when I was doing my research, they said that some of the people don't report their NIL deals. That's what they said too. So they're like, look, there's more than this $500,000 sitting out there. Everybody don't report their deals. And remember, I told y'all Oregon decided to report their deals, but they redacted the amount. So the reporting isn't 100% up to par either. But I do think $500,000 is too low, considering the Colorado Buffaloes, their success and the money generated by this university because of Coach Prime, the football team. Now, if you told me the basketball teams actually I think was pretty good too. If you told me one of these athletic programs that we don't even know that exist out there, like maybe archery wasn't making no money, it didn't have no NIL, I wouldn't be surprised. But we're talking about the football team, the biggest generator at most of these universities, including Colorado, when it comes to revenue. The community benefits the most. Absolutely. I would think that the community, like I said in my other live, unless somebody went to them and convinced them that they not going to lose if we let Coach Prime walk, them people would light a match to that place. Coach Prime, first 6 home games, $108 million generated for the community in Boulder. The, what do you call that? What's the business? What's it called? Like, not the Better Business Bureau, but like the Commerce Club or whatever they want to call themselves. They came and thanked Coach Prime at a dinner for generating $108 million in 6 home games. That's more than some small countries generate in 5 years. Understand that. That's a lot of money. So Colorado gonna be in some deep trouble if they can't get Coach Prime's contract together. But I think there's enough pressure that they gonna get it together. But I do think he probably leaning on them about that NIL too. So it sounds like they're already working on it. Run up the likes. Thank you y'all. Thank y'all so much. I also like too. Thank you. Who is that? Godly. Thank you, Godly. Godly Truth TV. Thank you. It says Reach the People Media. Is Bucky's roommate? Oh, I didn't even know that. See, I didn't know Bucky had a roommate, because if you watch the episode with DeAndrea, I thought that they had an Airbnb and it didn't work out, so they went to Bucky's house and people were sleeping all over the place. So maybe that's why they were sleeping all over the place, and then they end up getting a different Airbnb. But I didn't know that. That's news. So that's his place too. Okay, that makes sense. Darius. And his last name is Sanders, but they said he's not related to them though. But if y'all know otherwise, y'all let me know. Bucky said, I asked my dad, should I be looking for another place? And his dad said, no, you good. We'll be here another year. Ooh, okay. So baby Coach Prime's extension is 1 year? I don't know what that means. Unless he has plans to go. Maybe he's taking it year by year. He ain't making no promises. I don't know. But he still got 3 years on his contract though. I love Michael Vick. Sharice, me too. And Michael Vick actually, if I'm not mistaken, Norfolk State is 45 minutes from Newport News, Virginia, which is where he's from. That has to be a special feeling to go back to where it all started, and you never anticipated it could end up that way. I like that. And I think he's going to be successful. I will be talking about Michael Vick. I will be going to a game. If he don't play nobody in Atlanta, I'm going to Virginia. So it's 12 hours up the road, 2.5-hour flight. Just like Colorado to Las Vegas. So I think half of Atlanta is going to support Michael Vick. They love Michael Vick here in Atlanta. Best believe when Coach Prime was laughing about Travis getting a prenup. He was dead serious. He said, I know what I went through. Coach Prime was very serious about that. He's still serious about that. But Travis then decided to. It's crazy how we watch that play out. Everybody's like, Travis should just change his last name to Sanders. And now he done up and moved on from them. And it's like Travis is young. He hasn't realized that you don't burn bridges. But guess what? Coach Prime gonna be right there for Travis when he need him. And I'm gonna talk about this on another podcast. Ocho Cinco and Travis are the same dude. They are the same person. The only difference is age. And what I mean by that is allowing people to walk all over you thinking it's going to eventually benefit you. That's what I mean by they the same person. They're going through the same thing at different stages, different ages in life, but it's the same thing. The lack of self-worth, allowing people to disrespect you, allowing people to walk all over you. That's exactly where Travis is. That's where Ocho is. And I know in my video about Travis, I said, Travis need to go talk to Ocho. And then Ocho is round 2. Round 2. If you know anything about what's going on with Nightcap and Shannon Sharp, I'm going to say this and I'm going to leave it right here. If a man does not respect you, he's not going to respect the boundaries of your relationship. Understand that. And that's what's going on with Ocho and Shannon. And Shannon's and Ocho's recent ex-fiance, or however you want to say it. Recent ex-fiance. Yeah. If a man don't respect you, he's not going to respect the boundaries of your relationship. And you shouldn't even expect it to. When they show you who they are the first time, believe them. So, the same thing was going on with Baylor. What you mean going on with Baylor? Going on with Baylor. The game is Norfolk State versus Delaware State. Ooh, that's going to be good. That's going to be good. Do I have to go to Delaware or can I go to Virginia? Yeah, that's going to be the game. Travis Hunter is done for. He not going to listen when it comes to women. He just don't have to learn the hard way. I don't think it's a coincidence that we're watching Ocho's life play out and he's in his late 40s and Travis Hunter's life play out at the same time. I've already linked them to their situations to being the same. Both of them women, ex-women, are strategic and want the money and fame and using them for the access, but that does not translate into being in love with either of them. I don't think it's coincidence we're seeing this at the same time. I think what it tells us is exactly what DJ or somebody just said. Ocho is 47 and going through the same thing that Travis is going through at 21. What does that mean for Travis? This could just be a lifelong process until both of them learn to have some self-respect. Without it, they are both done for. Queen T, welcome, Queen. It still got to be approved by that old girlfriend. And it ain't happened if he left it up to her. They weren't selling no tickets, the restaurants, and the whole economy was suffering. And Baylor, what? I'm shocked. That stadium is like right by the freeway. They had a nice stadium. Juanita Robinson, Queens, yeah, I agree. Oh, that's crazy. And Coach Prime saw how Jackson was doing. Things weren't adding up. Yeah, no, he wasn't. I kind of wondered when Coach Prime was like starting to give the impression that he would leave Colorado. I was like, I wonder if something like what he found out at Jackson State is happening at Colorado. Like he found out at Jackson State, supposedly they were skimming off of the ticket revenues. And I was starting to wonder. I said, I wonder if something like that is happening at Colorado and he just want to be done with it. I did that. I didn't say that until now, but I wondered that because Coach Prime made a total about face. I don't want to coach in NFL. That's not for me. I don't want to coach grown men with these attitudes. I like coaching up young guys into men. And to do an about face, I said there have to be something significant taking place. And that was significant at Jackson State. So anything's possible. Around the man at the school was already talking about what all he was going to remodel at the school. I did see that what's his name? Michael Vick said, Coach Vick said that they're making repairs around here, but everything is going first class. I'm like, good. He put that out there so nobody had to go look for it. And he said everything is being done first class, so we don't have the same type of conversation we had about Ed Reed. Speaking of Ed Reed, did y'all hear Ed Reed was hired to coach at Chamblee High School right here in Georgia? Chamblee is 10 minutes from Atlanta. As a matter of fact, it still might be in Fulton County. I don't know because I'm new to Atlanta. But so Ed Reed is now a high school coach at Chamblee High School right here on the fringes of Atlanta. So he got hired as a as a coach, and I think that would help Ed Reed, just like it's gonna help Teddy Bridgewater transition into college coaches, whether it's HBCUs or a Division II college or whatever. So, because you do have to have some type of experience. And some of the guys like Dancy that came in as an analyst is actually benefiting from being an analyst at Colorado because he's going to Ole Miss as a coach. So I think he is anyway. If anybody knows if Dancy's going to be a coach, I think I saw his title will be coach over there. So that's he should always be grateful to Coach Prime for giving him that opportunity, because he was a head coach at an HBCU and then came to Colorado as an analyst, which is like a step back, and now he's going to Ole Miss, which is in a Power 5, as a coach. I do believe that, so shout out to Coach Dancy. Travis signed his brother on his Adidas, yes, and he needed to do that. He should have did that first. Travis did that as a knee-jerk reaction to all of the hate he was getting, because people heard two things. They heard Travis comment when he was asked, why don't you put your brother on because he plays football too? His response was selfish. Travis said, and it's on social media, well, nobody put me on, so I'm not going to put him on. What? And then they saw how he went after content creators for telling the truth about his fiance. He tried to use his power, his influence, and his pocketbook to hurt somebody else in their pocketbook. And that's why y'all saw that nonstop commentary from groups of content creators. That was in response to how Travis was trying to take them down for being honest. Chamber of Commerce, yes. Okay, that's how I know my allergies are starting to get foggy. I couldn't think of something as simple as that. Yes, Gracie. The Chamber of Commerce there was a dinner, and Coach Prime was there. Or they came to where Coach Prime was at some award banquet and some dinner, and they thanked Coach Prime because the guy announced the revenue was it exceeded $108 million for 6 home games. So the community not playing. They probably involved in some of these meetings, saying, look, we know y'all trying to negotiate. We understand it's a process, but it's going to be hell to pay if y'all let this man get up out of here and we go back to nothing. See, I hope people don't think we can take the Coach Prime blueprint and give it to somebody else and it'll work. It's called the Coach Prime effect, not Coach fill in the blank effect. It don't work like that. It don't work like that at all. So I think y'all said it in the comments. Colorado gonna get it together. My question is, how much do you think Coach Prime's contract will be? I'm gonna go first. $90 million for 5 years. Drop it into the chat. Y'all let me know your thoughts. Maybe 4 years. $90 million for 4 years. Because he still have 3 years left. So we got to keep that in mind. That would take him from 3 years plus 4 more years is 7. $90 million for 4 years. That's what I think. CU basketball team had 3 first-round picks in the NBA draft. Yeah, I thought I remember CU being pretty good when it came to the men's and the women's, because the women's went pretty far last year, I think. I think I was keeping an eye on that because Shalimar was there. So yeah, CU's basketball team. It'll be interesting for somebody to Google, if you have access to a device, how much NIL does Colorado's basketball team, men's basketball team, have, or the basketball program, be it men or women? If somebody could Google that and drop the numbers in the chat, I would love to see what comes up. That'll kind of give me an idea of, what the numbers truly are in terms of support, monetary support and donations at Colorado. And deals. Yeah, that too. Um, Thank you for that. Blue Devil, thank you for that so much. I appreciate that insight. Juanita, yes, reach the people media lives with him. Okay, cool. Darius Sanders. Yeah, I didn't know that. Maybe Jerry Jones, Regina, maybe Jerry Jones helped Coach Prime get better contract by announcing it, talk to him. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Did y'all ever hear Vegas say they were talking to Coach Prime, or did y'all hear reports that Coach Prime was interested in Vegas? I think it was Coach Prime interested in Vegas, not Vegas interested in Coach Prime. So yes, Jerry Jones throwing that out there for his good buddy Coach Prime is definitely something that could make Colorado sit up straight and focus and pay attention and get the work done. Get that deal together expeditiously. Because then, see, this is the danger. But you know, these schools stick together. What if a SEC school say, you know what? I think we interested in Coach Prime. We need a new coach. Now, how y'all think that would go over with the media? Like, do you think they would really focus on it? Because, I mean, at one point they was trying to say Coach Prime could go to Florida State. I'm like, Coach Prime ain't going to Florida State. He already, the way they treated him when he interviewed with them, nah, he ain't going there. He not going there. He even to tell you, he got his degree, not from Florida State, but from Talladega. And for Coach Prime to be Coach Michael Vick's mentor, and Michael Vick to have an HBCU opportunity on the table and Sacramento State opportunity on the table, and for Vick to choose, and you know he probably talks to Coach Prime in HBCU, that tells you Coach Prime really have HBCUs in his heart. He got his degree from there. Shiloh graduated from there too. He actually recently thanked Coach Prime. I'm getting foggy. Thanked Jackson State for his coaching opportunity, for his coaching success. He thanked Jackson State. Yes. Ain't that something? Boy, what would y'all do if Coach Prime do a double back to HBCU? Boy, that would be something. Like if he go to Howard University or something like that, that would be shit. FAMU, that would be crazy if like Coach Prime with the FAMU or Alabama State. He could go to Alabama A&M. They just got a new coach, but so what? So what? If Coach Prime double back to a HBCU, man, I'm going to tell you right now that it's over for the other ones. Just understand it is over. So yeah, Regina, I think you're right. Jerry Jones kind of gave him a nod and a wink and was like, yeah, you know, that's my boy, don't play. But I don't think they didn't even have an interview set up. It's been reported that $10 million on the Buffalo website. Who got $10 million? True. Who got the basketball team? True. Are you saying that Colorado's basketball team has $10 million or Coach Prime's contract offer is $10 million? Let me know. Confirm. Clarify for me. I appreciate that. Because if it's the basketball team, whoa, that's different. Now, see, that points to some problems. That points to some problems. If it's the basketball team, ooh. I do too. I love Michael Vick. He is him. Yeah, absolutely. I loved his wife on I Am Athlete. I do. I liked her on that. See, she stay low key. She not all up in everything. She's low key. She's like LeBron James' wife. You have never seen Michael Vick's wife showing out. Not one time. And she might have possibly had a possible reason. Not one time. Not one time. With everything that they've been through, their family's beautiful. Oh my God, beautiful family. I'm from Atlanta, so you know I love him. Yup, that's right, because Atlanta loves Michael Vick and Coach Prime. Thank you, sister. Outstanding live. Thank you, Kiel. Okay, y'all, so I think we going to get the rest of y'all questions in here. We're going to wrap this up. I have got to go take some Benadryl. Hello, my friend. Your show is always good. Welcome, Queen T. Thank you. Cook a man some collards. He will love you for life. That's from Down to Earth. Y'all heard what he said. If y'all ready to cook, ready to meet somebody, cook a man, take that advice. Cook a man some collards and he will love y'all for life. I cook mixed collards. That's cabbage and greens of some sorts, but typically it's collards. With the NIL. Oh, wow. Okay. they break up. Thank you, Sister Outstanding, Sharice. Amen. Did they break up with the NIL? Wow, that's crazy. Cook, man, we're gonna have to talk about that. I'm gonna have to go do some research offline about that NIL and kind of do a deep dive. What do you think of Ocho's fiance or girlfriend? Juanita, let's get ready to be the next podcast. If you want to hop on, let me know some kind of way. Go to my Instagram. Let me know. We could go live together because I'm finna get it. People keep coming on here saying I'm their auntie. I'm like, if I'm your auntie, then come here. Let your auntie school you right fast. First and foremost, let me just go ahead and tell y'all where I'm going with this. Everybody yesterday kept saying how people were being punked, that y'all mad, but him and Ocho back together. Go watch the end of the video. Y'all see it was a publicity stunt. I commented, I said, I watched the end of the video. It's not a publicity stunt. They told me, how you know? I said, y'all think that him and her back together because she at his house cooking food in her underwear. That's his baby mama. If baby mamas and baby daddies not married, this is what they do. Understand, all I saw at the end of the video was a very strategic woman at her baby daddy house after she blocked him. Remember, she blocked him and they had kids. They have a kid together. She unblocked him, teased, I think I'm going to give him a second chance. And then show up at his house conveniently on camera when Shannon, her new business partner, want to talk about this? Whoo! Let me just go ahead and tell y'all. She played both of them. She played Ocho and she played Shannon. But that's what Shannon get, because he kept trying to covet Ocho's woman. We've been talking about this in the nightcap comments for months. Shannon gets way too excited about her. He keep pulling her on camera. Well, here's the thing. Give me a second. Here's the thing, okay? They were together. She was on I Am Athlete with Michael Vick's wife. Ocho gave her all his access, even though that wasn't his wife. At the time, it wasn't even his baby mama. It just wasn't. Then she went on her show on Netflix. At the end of that, she's pregnant, thinking of moving to Miami, knowing strategically that could possibly give Netflix a reason to bring back season 2. Instead of selling Tampa, it will be selling Miami. But it did work out. She have the baby. Y'all hear they get married. She gets a BBL. Then she starts being disrespectful to Ocho. Shannon has already been disrespectful to Ocho. At one point, I said they was tag teaming him. And I saw how Shannon wanted to get her on to Nightcap. He actually put it out there. I was like, oh, Shannon, wait a minute. You got to talk to Ocho. That's his woman. You can't just bypass Ocho because you're going to overtalk him and go get his woman to bring him onto y'all's show. You can't do that. And I question, who is Shannon's loyalty to? Well, you got your answer last night, and it ain't Ocho. It ain't Ocho. She played Ocho. She played Shannon. And you know how she played both of them? Okay. She wasn't talking to Ocho. She blocked him. They have a kid together. She blocked him. She goes on her podcast, and she starts trashing him, throwing out all his dirty laundry. They wasn't even talking. He was blocked at the time, and it didn't work. See, her podcast is not all that. Like, it's not one of those Marcellus Wiley podcasts that got 50,000 views on like 10 videos. No, I don't like to use this verb. It's struggling. That's just it. It was just struggling. So Shannon should have gone and get LeBron's wife podcast. When you look at the two podcasts, Humble Baddies and Everybody's Crazy, LeBron's wife podcast has more subscribers and viewers with fewer content. That's a moneymaker. That's a moneymaker. Here's what Shannon did. Shannon started playing Captain Saber 304. He always wanted her on the show. When they broke up, he didn't let that stop him. Listen to what he said. He said, Ocho said, yes, I was happy about her coming into Shay Media when she and I were together. But when she and I were broke up, it was supposed to be, that was it. Shannon said she didn't leave. She left you. She didn't leave Shay Media. Who is Shay Media? Shannon, all he was saying was she left you, she ain't left me. If a man don't respect you, don't be surprised when he disrespecting the boundaries of your relationship. Shannon, it is well known. People have been talking about this, and Shannon doesn't get any better. He does not respect Ocho. He does not respect Ocho, but Ocho is the glue. So when she left him to go start her own podcast, it didn't work. So guess what she realized? I need Ocho. Shannon thought people liked her. That's why he was hot on the trail to get her. People liked Rail and Ocho. They liked the relationship. But when they start seeing her disrespect him like somebody else happening out here, and a lot of people don't like her, it's the same thing. She thought, okay, I met him, I'm married, but he got all the access. I do have my own money. He'll take me. They got together. She had his baby. She thought she had gotten to a point where she could publicly disrespect him, and either he was going to take it or leave it. And when they broke up, she went on and started her own podcast, and it didn't do no numbers like that. So Shannon, he like, shoot, Shannon always calling her on the show. Shannon like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead on and move forward with this deal. Now, it's been said that for whatever reason, once again, Ocho in a relationship with this woman, he talking about how disrespectful she is. It's said that Ocho went to Shannon and said, I think we need to bring Rel into the Shay Shay Media family. Shannon had already put it out there. So the question mark is, how did he get to Ocho, and who provoked Ocho to go talk to Shannon? But guess what happened? After Ocho did her that solid and talked to Shannon, they broke up. And that's where the waters got muddy, because Shannon didn't go to Ocho and say, hey, I'm going to still do this deal with Rel. He just went ahead and did it. He told on himself. Listen to what he said. He said, she said you was happy with it. I'm like, hold on, what? So you didn't go to Ocho and say, hey, look, I know y'all split up, but I need you to, you still cool with me working with her or not? He didn't do it. You know why he didn't go to Ocho and he took Sherelle's word for it? Because that's what he wanted to do anyway. I'm like, so they ain't in a relationship. You know how things ended between them, and you gonna listen to what she said. So basically she won. Shannon wanted to do it anyway. He was gonna do it whether Ocho said yes or not. But he did that Where's the Beef segment yesterday to take the heat off of him. People was going in on Shannon. I called him shiesty because somebody need to get him a shiesty man, because he definitely shiesty for sure. But people were saying he betrayed his business partner. He betrayed his friend. He trying to get with his woman. He came on live, something that Ocho doesn't seem to have the power to do on their joint show, to explain, to make himself feel better, to try to justify. Well, hell, you came to me about this, partner. What did Ocho say? Yes, I was happy about it for her when we were together. But you know how things ended. And when she left me, she left us. Shannon said, she ain't leave me. She didn't leave Shay Shay Media. She left you. See, right then and there, that's when Ocho should have closed the camera and got up and walked out. But no, see, Ocho, like Travis, plays everything off. Just don't have no self-respect, just allowing himself to be disrespected by both of them. That's why this happened. But I hate to tell Shannon, she played you too. Because see, at the end of the show, at the end of the podcast that people talking about you got to watch and see, she was talking about what she gonna do with her money, right? Well, for one, she just popped up on camera. Shannon got so excited. He was like, hey, Rel. He didn't know she was there. He didn't know she was there. You know what that tell me? That means Ocho wasn't telling Shannon what's going on with him and Rel. And guess who else wasn't telling Shannon what's going on with her and Ocho? Him. So now he like, hey, Rel. He's like, well, whatever she want to do with her money, that's up to y'all. I don't have nothing to say about it. And she said, I'm not putting my check that I get for the podcast that she doing under Shannon's umbrella. She said, oh, I'm not putting that check in my name. I'm putting that check in the LLC, the company name. She got multiple kids with multiple dudes. So either she putting her money somewhere where they can't go back to a judge and say, hey, she got more money than me. I need you to reduce this child support or she gonna pay me something. This chick is just as strategic as Travis's fiance. They the same person. They got the same motive and it's showing you what's gonna happen to Travis. It's coming. The connection, somebody propping her up. Travis ain't gonna know nothing about the deal. Look at how much Ocho didn't know. Shannon was like, what you want me to do? I'm trying to make money. He could have went and get LeBron's Wife podcast. It's actually more successful. He ain't do that. He playing Captain Saber 304 for his business partner's recent ex. That's what he's doing. And a lot of men have called him on it. That's why he did Where's the Beef? To say, oh, but he knew. It's true. When it came to Ocho, it's not that he didn't know. It's how much he knew and when. Ocho, Shannon said, what you want me to do? I'm trying to make money. I already had them sign the contracts. He didn't know that. He said, I already paid her. He was like, you did? And he started joking. How much? He didn't know that. They are not together. That was all conveniently done for her to basically get the props. People say it was a publicity stunt. If a publicity stunt, it affects everybody, it benefits everybody involved. None of that yesterday benefited Ocho. It just showed you that she needed to come back to him because her celebrity right now, overall celebrity, is tied to Ocho. Most men with self-worth wouldn't have let her come back like that. Most men would have been like, Cookie, you thought you didn't need me. You go right ahead and yeah, go ahead and put me on that child support. Now that you got all this new Netflix season 2 money and you got this money from Shannon, I'm finna go run right down to the judge and you gonna pay me child support. But I bet she don't even set it up where they could do that. Because what she gonna do is, you ain't gotta pay me child support. Don't even worry about it. Let's go. Let's get that child support so you could pay me child support. She has multiple baby fathers. But she seems to always be 10 steps ahead of Ocho, just like somebody else we know. So that's what it is. She played both of them. And Shannon is Travis Hunter. He's the same person. I mean, not Shannon. Ocho is Travis Hunter. Yes, that's who he is. That's my next video. I'm sorry. Like, I just can't hate to see people get played like this. But they be playing themselves. Travis and Ocho give everything away that they have to these women that are not married to them. They playing house. They having babies. And the women only do things that benefit the women. You heard her say, I'm taking my money and put it in my LLC. Her and Ocho supposed to be trying to work things out. Why you don't put it for us? You see what I'm saying? None of her deals had nothing to do with him. Not one of them while they were together. Not one. But Ocho and Travis, the same person. So I can't talk about that forever either, but that's what it is. That's what it is. So Juanita, that's what I think of Ocho's fiance. She played Travis. Oh Lord, I gotta take a bit of drill. My head is so foggy. She played Ocho and she played Shannon. She played them against each other to get what she wanted. She told one certain set of details and she didn't tell the other, and that she just go back and forth. Shannon did not know she was there last night. And when she went off of camera, after she came on camera, she left. And guess who called her back? Rail, come back on camera. See, that's the control he want over Ocho's recent ex and woman he trying to work it out with and baby mama. So when you see somebody baby mama at their house, that don't mean they in a relationship. It just means they just got benefits. That's gonna always be like that, especially if they not married. It's guys that live with their baby mama that say they ain't in a relationship. So people thought it was a publicity stunt because she came on at the end. No. She just doing what she do. I'm looking out for herself while making Ocho look stupid and tricking off Shannon. That's what it is. She was in charge. I can tell you that. Juanita, yeah. She is in charge. Absolutely. Give me the push up, please. Welcome, Joe. So, yeah, that's supposed to be my next live because it's crazy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. 10 minutes, 10 mil to Prime. Oh, okay, 10 mil to Prime has been requested. Lots of info. Ooh, okay. DMV podcast with Neely's pregame show. Oh, DMVR and Neely talking about that. So 10 mil, see, that means Coach Prime want to be in that Steve Sarkisian number. He want to be up there with the Kirby Smarts and the Steve Sarkisian. I think Kirby Smart is the highest paid at 11 mil. Before that, it was Nick Saban. Y'all know Kirby Smart was on Nick Saban coaching tree. Then, he got the money. And then Sarkisian is under there and some of them other coaches. So Coach Prime is now being paid like these top SEC coaches. If the $10 million is approved and goes through, it should be no problem. It should be $10 million for Coach Prime a year, depending on the number of years. It could be 5, it could be 4, hell, it could be 8. And then, because he might want to retire from Colorado. And then it should be at least $5 million donated or funded to Colorado's NIL for the football team. For sure, for sure. No, I'm talking about the man at Colorado because of the money that the football team has brought in. That was Juanita. It says Chamblee is the DeKalb County. Okay, see, I didn't want to be expert on that. Okay, so that's DeKalb. It's not Fulton. Is Chamblee High School a good football team? I know that Carrollton was good. I know that Grayson, who Carrollton played in the playoffs, was good. But I'm not involved in what goes on in these high schools around here. I know more about what goes on with the colleges and universities and academia. So if anybody knows if Chamblee is a good high school, let me know, like, what kind of program is Coach Ed Reed taking over. And it's not Ed Reed. Somebody else is going there with him. I need to go back and look at that. But I know it's Ed Reed. Best free safety to ever play in the NFL. And they said Ed Reed swears by the new strength and conditioning coach. Because, you know, that was his era, 2001 up to 2016, somewhere in there. Ed Reed was at Miami. Mississippi State, Dancy, not Ole Miss. I thought Dancy was the coach at Mississippi State, and then now he's at Ole Miss as a coach. And if I said it wrong, my head is foggy. I need a Benadryl badly. So my apologies if I had it backwards. Juanita Robinson, he sure did say all that. He sure did say that. Jamar Lewis is the coach too. Jamar Lewis, is that who's going to Chamblee with Ed Reed? If that's what you're saying, Blue Devil, let me know. $8 million. Regina Compton is $8 million. Who get $8 million or $98 million? Are you saying that, Regina, $98 million is how much Coach Prime's contract should be? I think $50 million for 3 years for Coach Prime. $50 million for 3 years. I think that would put him at the top of the list. I don't think they're going to pay him more than they're paying Kirby Smart. Y'all think, I don't think Colorado going to pay. I don't think they're going to trump Kirby Smart like that. I don't. Even though they're not in the playoffs this year. The question is, how much is the coaches like from Notre Dame and Ohio State finna get? That's going to be the question. We got to talk about that too. Because the playoffs right here in Atlanta. So I said I was going to try to get y'all some footage. Provided it's not snowing outside. $108 million for 4 years. $100 million, $108 million for 4 years. I like that because he brought the community $108 million for 6 home games. So Colorado could do $100 million for 4 years. Godly Truth, I like that. Blue Devil, $100 million for 5 years. I like that. So y'all at $100 million for Coach Prime. Okay, I said 90, but I'll take that 100. Living like life to the fullest, $70 billion for 3 years. Okay, so y'all giving him an out at 3 years. So the 3 he have plus 3 more. I think they will revamp his his current contract to 70 or 90 million. He won't sign anything after that. We have to see how this goes. I agree. So you saying they're gonna restructure his current contract that has 3 years on it at about $5 million a year, which is 15, plus 90 million or plus 100 million for the next 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Okay. All right, Sharice, I like that. K. Daniel, the 2024-25 men's basketball season, 2024-25 men's college basketball season will feature a tournament with up to $2 billion in NIL deals for participating teams. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. And y'all can hear I'm stuffy. Correct. Coach Prime interviewed in Vegas because of Shador, not the other way around. Okay. All right. What does it mean for the school to ditch the NIL collective. It means that the school, the university has to make the NIL rules. And y'all can back me up on this or add to it or detract from it, whatever. The school makes the NIL rules. The collectives are independent. So the school can be like, look, okay, we don't want to like be bothered with this collective over here, but we gonna approve this collective. Now I don't even know if they have the power to do that. Remember, the collective is independent of the university. So I don't know if they could do that. Honestly, I don't see how, because I told you it's a glorified booster club. How do you dismiss boosters? You don't. They can tailgate this how much as they want to. If they can donate to the players, they have to do so via a collective. So that's basically like the University of Texas collective, Texas First, basically being told by the school, we don't want you to be the collective no more. I don't think they can. Remember, this has legal structure. I'm a nonprofit. I'm an NIL collective. I got these deals. I got this money. I can't see. The school don't have nothing to do with it. The school just makes the rules. So I don't think they can ditch them. But y'all let me know. He going home. FSU watch. Now, Coach Prime not going to FSU. I'm telling you, the way FSU treated him during that interview scenario when he went out there, they say Coach Prime interviewed at FSU in Arkansas. Now, I don't think he had any ill will to Arkansas, but I think because of what he meant to the university and the way they treated him, I don't think he have no love for Florida State. He could have got his degree from Florida State. He got his degree from Talladega. I don't think he fooling with Florida State. I could see him being an SEC coach though. Watch, people gonna flip out, but I can see it happening. Colorado is full of millionaires and billionaires. Exactly. They should have money. And they supposed to be donating. So why they not donating? They do not like Coach Prime. That's why they do not help him with NIL. Okay, so we talked about this yesterday on my last live. Remember the guy who was departed from the team as a coach? Something about he was going out trying to get NIL deals with the Live group, which is the group in Saudi Arabia that sponsors the golf tournament by Live. Supposedly he was trying to get a deal with them for NIL. On his way out, he said they screwing Coach Prime over on NIL. That's exactly what he said. It was either written, it was read out loud, it's documented. That's what he said. He said Coach Prime is getting screwed on NIL. That's what he said. So now we see what he's talking about. We didn't see it at the time. I'm 72 years old and pretty. Now how I started. What? The very tail end of being a cop out of the evidence. Okay, I don't know. I must have lost my moderator because what? Oh my God, it's a lot of comments here. Oh my God, Juanita, as he should be. Okay, y'all, I love y'all, but I gotta get out of here. I gotta take a Benadryl. What's your IG? What she said? What she said 404, the thumbnail is the same as the icon, the profile pic is the same. My IG is what she said 404, and that just means Atlanta. And it's the same profile pic that you see right now when it comes to YouTube. If you see that, then it's me. DM me. All right. Shanna got worried about that Skip stuff and his name. You know, some people said something about his HR file at Fox wasn't too pretty. I didn't follow it, but that's what was said. So you might be on to something. The man at Colorado was talking about all the remodeling he was going to do at the college. Oh, the man at Colorado. Really? Okay. All right. Oh, that's fine. Right. It says they did. Let's see. All right. What was a trip a couple of years ago was no NFL team. No players from, got any players from HBCUs. That's facts. That's facts. Because Coach Prime called them out. I think Coach Prime's full year at Colorado, he called out the NFL. He said, So y'all didn't draft one player from HBCUs. The next year, Aubrey Miller got drafted along with I think somebody else from Colorado. And I don't remember if they were drafted or undrafted free agents, but Aubrey Miller is still in the NFL. So is Isaiah Bond, but he went to FAMU when Coach Prime left, I believe. He's also in the NFL. So yeah, no, you're right about that. But it took Coach Prime to call them out. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with Shedeur in terms of the draft, because you see the media is trying to hate on him, and we're gonna have to talk about that and start looking at these stories and who talking about it, because I feel like Cam Newton initiated all of this hate. Even if they had talked about it behind the scenes, he took the lead on it by asking the question, well, can Shedeur Sanders be coached by anyone else, because he's only ever been coached by his father since he was 8 years old, forgetting that Tom Brady is his mentor and he obviously has learned from Tom Brady. He actually used to use the term Brady mode. So that's just messiness and trying to, why are they trying to hurt Shedeur in the draft? Like, when does it stop? You didn't want him to be a Heisman candidate. You didn't want him to go to a bowl game. So now you don't want him to be drafted high. They do not want Shedeur Sanders to be the number one draft pick. That's why they keep talking about Cam Ward, whether it's Tennessee or not. They want, it's like they just want him to go to the Giants because they know the Giants have never had a black starting quarterback. Pay attention to what these people say, who's saying it, and how often it's being said, to let you know that this is a campaign launched against Shedeur Sanders. Because why? He's Coach Prime's son. All right, y'all, I better get out of here. I have got to take something. I have got to take something. This is the longest live I have ever done. Ooh, yeah. So I appreciate y'all. The gang gonna get back together. I'm gonna start posting on Threads, Instagram stories, probably, maybe in Reels, and YouTube. Hey, I'm going live. But from now, let's just say we're going live 8 p.m. Central on a daily basis until further notice. All right, y'all. I will talk to y'all soon. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all can DM me if you want to. Just make sure your username is, you could tell me who your username was or something, so I can identify you from the live. Okay, so I appreciate all of y'all. I'm going to take a Benadryl because my head is so foggy. My allergies are off the chart right now. And I just want to say thank you for watching What She Said. Once again, my IG is What She Said 404 on Instagram. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.